So in this video I present my own version of the combination vitamin C and L-Lysine in difference from the text which was developed or proposed by artificial intelligence. So we live in very interesting times. I recommend to everybody to use artificial intelligence. Would it be a ChatGPT or would it be a Bing? It's this and that available. It is very helpful. It is not only you're asking question and getting answers, officially approved answers, but you can discuss your own ideas and even you can get some, you can give some references and then argue with artificial intelligence and to come to some conclusions which are maybe helpful for your work. So anyway, it helps to stay focused on the subject and to find correct solution of the problem, even if it is very much different from official viewpoint. Okay, so here we will talk about cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease, or like ischemic heart disease and stroke, continues to be a leading cause of death in affluent in developed countries. Pardon, this was done by artificial intelligence. Developed countries, original version was. So the global cost of cardiovascular diseases in 2010 was 863 billion American dollars in globally. This cost is expected to rise to more than 1 trillion American dollars in a few years. We frequently hear about hypotheses attempting to explain what causes the cardiovascular disease, which lead to heart attacks and strokes. And so we quite aware about cholesterol theory, about theory of fat, so that we have to limit consumption of saturated fat, and then so-called homocysteine theory and oxidized cholesterol theory, free radical heavy metal theory, telomere attrition or senescence theory, and even microbiome theory. So I recommend you to download my presentation, and then you can click in PDF file, you can click on the references and can learn more about this subject. And the link is always in the description to the video. Each of these hypotheses tries to explain what causes cardiovascular disease. Meanwhile, one key theory is rarely discussed in medical journals. It is about a theory proposed by Dr. Pauling. And Dr. Pauling proposed a combined supplementation with ascorbic acid and lysine, and it was his proposal was as a preventive measure to atherosclerosis development. So again, you can click on links and read the other publication, which is actually almost never referred. But this article is good. Okay, recently it was shown that vitamin C and amino acids, lysine and proline, green tea extract, quercetin and gotu kola, among other supplements, can be used to strengthen the integrity of extracellular matrix and aorta. And so in this, the help to cardiovascular disease suppression. The vascular system is the first site where the underlying destabilization of extracellular matrix caused by vitamin C deficiency gets apparent. The proximal arteries, where systolic blood pressure is especially high, are the most vulnerable. The vascular wall becomes permeable, resulting in hemorrhagic blood loss. The principal mechanism for counteracting the increased permeability of the vascular wall because the deposition of lipoproteins and lipids in the artery wall. So, okay, the idea was, Dr. Pauling, was that this is just evolutionary development to protect us from this problem also, that we don't have enough vitamin C. Adhesive proteins such as fibropectin and fibrogen also accumulate in the wall to strengthen this wall. It is evolutionary adaptation. This mechanism causes vascular wall thickening, which counteract increased permeability in instances of extracellular matrix destabilization due to vitamin C deficit. This is again his idea. And then elevated glucose level in blood prevent many cellular systems in the human body, including endothelial cells, from optimum ascorbate uptake. A deficiency of vitamin C in general produces vascular constriction and hypertension. Chronic vitamin C deficiency leads to again, sorry about, I didn't check the text. I was making correction of the text with artificial intelligence, but sometimes it does so stupid mistake. Okay, it is to deposit low density lipoproteins and accumulation in the artery wall and in the development of cardiovascular disease. Plasma concentration of lipids, it is triglycerides and lipoproteins LDL, and as well as very low density lipoproteins VLDV, inversely related to ascorbate concentration, while the ascorbate concentration in blood plasma, is favorably associated with high density lipoproteins. The metabolic upregulation of high density lipoprotein synthesis by ascorbate supplementation become an important mechanism to reverse and decrease existing lipids deposition in the aorta wall. The presence of vitamin C in the bloodstream inhibits fibrogen production, and ascorbate supplementation also promotes a crucial enzyme in the liver conversion of cholesterol to bile acids and improves the deposit tissue detoxification. Ascorbate supplementation prevents accumulation of homocysteine and a variety of its metabolic derivatives in the plasma. Yeah, okay, sorry about the mistakes. So it's somehow, I don't know. Okay, the amount of ascorbate for patients at high risk of cardiovascular disease should be comparable to the amount of ascorbate other mammals synthesize in their bodies. It is between 10 and 20 grams per day for our body. So it's again, Dr. Pauling recommended to use minimum 5 grams of vitamin C per day, and maybe better 10 or 20 grams. A rapid cure requires 5 grams of the amino acid L-Lysine with vitamin C consumed daily. Okay, if anybody have problem with hypertension and development of the atherosclerosis, then it is rapid cure. Repeatable experiments with guinea pigs also have this lost ability to produce vitamin C. So these experiments show that depriving the animal of vitamin C causes atherosclerosis, which is quite similar to the human case. Vitamin C is required and used up in making collagen. Scurvy is caused by a deficiency in making collagen, which is in turn caused by lack of vitamin C. The cardiovascular disease development seems to be accelerated in older people, in people who consume polyunsaturated fats without adequate vitamin E consumption, and in people who undergo common heart bypass surgery or angioplasty. Again, this is very important that this operation is very popular, but elasticity of this vein, of these blood vessels is not enough. That aorta has very high elasticity. I will go to this later on. And this person, Enstrom, showed in this publication that only half gram of vitamin C daily increased longevity in men by almost 6 years, and what's somewhat lesser improvement in women. So it is, we see, it is really vitamin C is important, and you cannot get it from fruits and vegetables. Forget about this. Only powder vitamin C can be consumed such way. No other popular theory of cardiovascular disease can explain the fact that animals in general don't suffer from cardiovascular disease. Atherosclerotic plaque deposits are observed in the aorta, close to the heart, wherein blood pressure oscillations are the largest. This fact is naturally explained by the theory of Pauling and Rather. So the link is to the publication, and while dominating in medical literature theories of cardiovascular disease, it is like what I was talking about, fail to explain why the plaques are not randomly distributed throughout the bloodstream. These substances and factors may accelerate the development of cardiovascular disease. This is, I mean, again, sorry, I made editing of this my paragraphs with artificial intelligence, so-called the paraphrasing by artificial intelligence. And sometimes it is, yeah, it is doing stupid. And I didn't have time to check. I just copied and I'm reading now. But okay, you understand that is not substances. It's actually all the theories and what develops explanation of the how cardiovascular disease develops. That it is this factors, actually, not substances, factors may accelerate the development of cardiovascular disease. Yet deficiency of vitamin C is the primary factor by opinion of Dr. Pauling. It's again, it's I keep it. I also, I mean, every morning I start my day from 5 grams of vitamin C. Yeah, and why again? You see the schematic presentation of heart and aorta. And aorta should be elastic because heart is beaten. It is always deform this part of aorta. And if it is getting stiff, if it is losing elasticity, then we are getting problem because it is eventually it is cracking, and then blood can seep through the wall, and this is actually then our body reacts to close this to use like patch to the wall, and but consequences are terrible also. Okay, so you see the schematical presentation how this plaque develops, how it is forming in the artery, in the aorta, large arteries also, but mostly in the aorta. So you see that it is develops inside the wall, not like some pictures show that it is on the inside of the wall, but no, not on the inside of the wall, but in the wall itself. You see that it is this patch accumulates, and then the area of aorta is changing, and we have hypertension. Okay, here's a sample which was cut from some humans after death. You see how much this the blood flow is restricted. Okay, so this plaque is an abnormal accumulation of material in the inner layer of an artery wall or aorta. The material consists mainly of macrophage, leukocyte cells, or debris containing lipids, varying amount of fibrous connective tissues, and other debris. The accumulated material initiate inflammation and swelling of the artery wall, which can narrow the free opening and of the artery and restrict blood flow. Okay, then you see it is problem, but it is again our body just tries to keep us alive in the even with a deficit of vitamin C. Again, this picture presents development of the atherosclerosis that eventually these macrophages are coming. So the deposition of lipids and especially low density lipoproteins is to close the seeping, close the damage in the wall is happening to protect our body. Yeah, but then macrophages react to this accumulation. They are coming, they try to consume these lipoproteins, and they are getting they're getting big size, and they're getting so-called form cells transformed into form cells and eventually die out, and this attracts more macrophages, because when macrophages is dying, it releases pro-inflammatory molecules, and more macrophages are attracted to this area. So this is some kind of very bad process. Here's a cross section of the aorta. You see that this fat accumulates inside the wall, not like in some pictures it shows that on the inside. No, it is inside the wall, Okay, what to say? You know that in time the stiffness of the aorta is growing, and this is the reason why elderly get high hypertension. And if you can reverse it, and if you can improve the elasticity of aorta and other blood vessels, you obviously may reduce blood pressure. And I did it already for a year or so, and you see that my blood pressure and my bit rate is quite good. It is compatible with blood pressure of a newborn baby, of infant, toddler. You see 88, 51, and pulse is 52. Even some days, even if I rest well, it even below 50. So okay, you see that again, at least for me it is some evidence that I do right. I do it very well, and vitamin C is a big part of this procedures of this rejuvenation, what I use, and you see it works for me. And again, endurance is high. I don't see any even younger person to do the same in gym like I do for 2 hours of rowing, and maybe 2 hours and 10 minutes to 15 minutes, because I go to the failure. Then okay, it works for me, and I believe that it should work for other people. And some of my clients reported also that they got very good change in blood pressure, and then not to the level I have, but yet very good. So it's again this so-called normal blood pressure 120 to 80. It is not normal, it is just average. And I used to have such blood pressure 120 to 80, but now it is much better. So much better, it means my elasticity of my extracellular matrix and is improving. And lung capacity also another sign what I can check and measure. Our lung capacity is growing, because again larger better elasticity of lungs, it is equivalent to the larger volume of the lungs, and it is growing. As I said, now it is not yet the same as I used to have when I was 17 years old. It is, in 17 years old I was 6 liters 300 milliliters, or 300 200 milliliters, such range. Now I have 5 liters 300 milliliters, but good news, it is growing. Okay, so it is again good news for me. One problem that rejuvenation of skin and hair is going slowly, because blood circulation in skin is very slow. I know how to intensify it, but maybe I will start to this in May. I hope I will start this intensification in May, and then I will have better appearance, younger appearance. But at least I have a level of energy and strength compatible with what I used to have in younger age. And like bench press 100 kilo, I can make 100 kilo in bench press, and I make with legs that I can move 200 kilos. So it is working for me. Okay, so thank you for taking time to watch the video. Please comment, subscribe, like, ask questions, and share information. Again, guys, it is up to you, personal. I see quite many people don't want to get healthy. In my age, when you are like I am 66, and then all these troubles, all these problems with senile degradation are coming, and they develop exponentially, and people just want to die quick. And they said, no, I better will die hopefully during my sleep, but it is not happening. You will die in suffering, and again, it's not a good idea to just to continue what you did before and with no change of the supplements. And if you rely on medical opinion, then ask your question. Ask yourself a simple question: who is interested to pay you retirement money for very long? If you are supposed to die soon after you get retired. Okay, this is normal because governments are running out of pension funds. It is a big problem. So the solution can be to extend to make the age of when people are getting retired, to shift it up, and we will see in France mass protests in France just because they decided to make age of retirement 64. But in some countries like Great Britain it is 67, and in Germany it is 66, but it will go to 67 in next years. So again, question is, will you how long you're going to live? If you are going to live long, if you want to live long and stay healthy, then the only way is rejuvenation. And information what I present is very much different from official viewpoint, but it works for me, and it may work for you, and it worked for my clients. And of course, one problem that I'm not any longer supported, my research is not any longer supported, so I'm a little bit in shortage of money for research. But okay, but anyway, if I'm healthy, I can earn money somehow else. Okay, thank you for your time again, and have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.